Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Been an extremely busy offseason for Lincoln Riley and this USC football program. And as the dust settles, post spring practice, post spring transfer portal, who are the five most important new faces coming into this USC program? Now, we'll just start with this. Chad Bowden. Question answered real quick. In terms of the most important face we've injected into this program, the way Chad Bowden has USC feeling, the way he's maximizing what this program can be on the recruiting trail, by far the most important addition USC has made. In fact, I got a lot of heat from the USC fans on Twitter this morning. Put out my top 10 head coaches. Lincoln Riley was not on that list. If Chad Bowden, Lincoln Riley, and USC continue to do what they're doing for the next 12, 18, 24 months, Lincoln Riley's not going to be back on that list, that top 10 list. He's probably going to be in the top five, maybe even the top three. The way this USC program is operating in the offseason, this program is going to the top of college football. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. And so to the USC fans that were frustrated with me, I apologize. I think Lincoln Riley has a very good chance at being on that top 10 list come next year. Want to get into the new faces, transfer portal additions, couple of early enrollee freshmen who are going to have the biggest impact on USC immediately in 2025. That's the conversation I want to get into now. Before we do, and as always, this top five list could look a lot of different ways. Please let it fly in the comment section in terms of players I'm sleeping on, in terms of players that should be on this list. Appreciate you guys rocking with it. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Many of y'all know it's been just a freaking blast talking this program over the last couple of months. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support y'all have shown. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number one, give me Jamal Jarrett. And why am I talking about Jamal Jarrett arguably being the biggest impact of all the newcomers coming into this program? It starts with the body type. 6'5", 350 pounds. USC didn't have a guy that was even close to looking like Jamal Jarrett last year on the defensive line. What fires me up the most about Jamal Jarrett, and I think the USC fans who've been rocking with the fellas for a while now, go back to how we talked about Jamal Jarrett when he committed to USC in the winter. Hey, we love the frame. You're talking 6'5", 350, 81-inch wingspan. Like, we love the frame and the size that he's bringing to this USC defensive line. Struggled with the conditioning a little bit at Georgia. Struggled with the weight a little bit at Georgia. Everything you've heard from this kid coming to USC has been glowing reviews in terms of how he's managed himself in the weight room, in terms of how he's looked during spring practice. We knew Jamal Jarrett had some big-time potential. He was a top 100 recruit in the country for a reason. He didn't really unlock that potential during his first 2 years at Georgia. It sounds like he has. Going into year 3 at USC, this kid fires me up in terms of what he can bring to USC in the middle of that defensive line. Just a presence that USC did not have, and I would argue that presence is crucial when you want to win big-time football games in the Big Ten. Give me Jamal Jarrett coming in at number one. Number two, Wayman Jordan, running back. This was another one that I wasn't necessarily sure how to feel when he committed to USC. Like, we weren't really sure. Is he going to be a difference maker immediately as he gets to USC? Another one of those cats that you plug into spring practice. What we're hearing coming out of spring practice, I think there's a very good chance Wayman Jordan is your running back one for USC in 2025. Now, what stands out to me most notably, USC's hit rate in terms of portal. I know he's a JUCO guy, but we'll call him a portal addition at the running back position. Elite. Lloyd 2 years ago, Woody Marks last year. Can Wayman Jordan be that next new coming running back that can have a massive impact on this USC offense? That'd be huge. And we talk about this all the time. This is not the first time that I've read this stat. It's not going to be the last time that I read this stat. USC ran the football damn well in 2024. 5.2 yards per carry, top 20 in the country. They just didn't really stick to the run game. If USC sticks to the run game a little bit more with Wayman Jordan kind of leading the charge, you feel a little bit different about what this USC offense can be. And look, it might look a little different than we've historically seen Lincoln Riley offenses at times, but we know this offensive line can move bodies off the line of scrimmage. Do we have a difference-making running back that we can force feed the football to? And it's not a shot at Eli Sanders. It's not a shot at Brian Jackson. It's just like what we've heard from Wayman Jordan sounds a little bit different coming out of spring practice. Number 3 on the list, I'm going to go to the freshman Jakeem Stewart. Now, here's my take on Jakeem Stewart. I don't think he starts for USC in 2025. I know the expectations for this kid are sky high, rightfully so. He's one of the more physically gifted defensive linemen that we've seen come out of high school in a very long time. Now, the recruiting ranking, a little bit funky because he was a reclass guy. He was supposed to be 2026, reclass 2025, but also like didn't really play a ton of football his junior and senior year of high school. So the ranking's a little bit low. I don't think the USC fans give a damn about the ranking, and I promise you, Coach Henne and this USC staff don't give a damn about what the rankings say. Now, why is Jakeem Stewart cracking my top 5 list? He's not going to have to come in and be a two-gapping, holding up at the point of attack as a reclass freshman. Like, that's not what USC is going to ask him to do. You got Jamal Jerry, you got Keyshawn Silver, you got those kind of bodies for those reasons. So you don't have to ask Jakeem Stewart to do that stuff as a 17-year-old kid. What excites me about Jakeem Stewart is what he can give USC in the pass rush department. This is a long, really fluid, twitched up athlete that these interior offensive linemen, and he's been working out on the edge a little bit during spring practice too, so he can kind of move around the defensive line. Moral of the story here, there's not a lot of offensive linemen that can deal with the length and athleticism that Jakeem Stewart brings to the table. USC is desperately looking for a little bit more pass rush juice from the front 4 on that defensive line. You go back to last year, another stat we've talked a lot about, 4.3% sack percentage. That was 117th in the country, almost dead last in the Power 4. That number needs to get better, and I think Jakeem Stewart can be one of those answers. And again, that doesn't mean he's playing every single snap for USC. He might not play a ton on first and second down, but he can be a guy that when you win on first and second down with guys like Jared and Keyshawn Silver, you can trot out a fresh Jakeem Stewart, 3rd and long, say, hey, pin your ears back, use that length, use that athleticism, go be a disruptor, go give us that pass rush presence that we did not have in the middle of that defensive line last year. That's what excites me the most about Jakeem Stewart. We'll see if he can get that done as a reclass freshman. There ain't many reclassified freshmen that I think can do it. Jakeem Stewart, they don't call him Thanos for no reason. Number 4, in my opinion, the most underrated pickup USC made in the portal, Zack Williams. Now, it was an underrated pickup because we didn't see this one coming. Like a lot of times with these transfer portal additions, they'll take a visit. We'll talk about the visit. We'll talk about him as a potential target. It was like radio silence. And then we woke up one Saturday morning. It's like, all right, Zacharias Williams committed to USC. I wasn't even all that familiar with this kid when he committed to USC. I dive into how that Utah staff talked about this kid during spring practice a couple of weeks ago, like calling him Utah's wide receiver 1 heading out of spring practice. This might be exactly what USC is looking for in terms of that wide receiver 3 in this offense. Now, a couple of things fire me up about Zack Williams. One, came alive late as a true freshman in 2024 in a really miserable Utah passing attack. Blocks his tail off on the perimeter. USC was looking for a guy that can complement Jacoby Lane and Mekhi Lemon. Zack Williams might be that guy. Like sitting here right now, I would project him to be your 3rd pass catcher on the football field with Jacoby Lane and Mekhi Lemon. 3 years of eligibility remaining. This was, in my opinion, a really sneaky good pickup for this USC program and a guy that I think contributes in a big time way in 2025. Number 5, DJ Harvey, a guy that, we probably haven't talked enough about because he's kind of just that steady Eddie guy. Like he's played a ton of snaps coming over from San Jose State. There's not a ton of intriguing things to talk about. He's 5'10", $185. He was so solid for San Jose State last year. And here's what I love about DJ Harvey. He's a leading coverage, right? 62 targets last year, a 56% completion percentage, forcing turnovers, very limited penalties. You love the player with DJ Harvey, but I think what you at least intrigues me the most is there's some versatility in the back end that you get from DJ Harvey as well. Say a guy like Marcellus Williams and Braylon Conley or Chasen Johnson, say those guys are really hard to keep off the field. Okay, well, you play Chasen Johnson, you play Marcellus Williams or Braylon Conley out on the boundary, you can kick DJ Harvey in the nickel. Like, he can play boundary because he put that all over his film at San Jose State. When you talk about getting your best 5 defensive backs on the field, DJ Harvey allows you, hey, slide him in a nickel. That might be his best position as a football player. And then you allow 2 really talented boundary cornerbacks to come on the field. That matters. And I think there's a very good chance of that happening at times for USC in 2025. This is a veteran, steady Eddie presence in the secondary that gives you a little position versatility. Big fan of DJ Harvey. I think the last name I probably should have included on this list, I couldn't fit him in though, is Bishop Fitzgerald. Man, he's got some glowing reviews coming out of spring as well. That safety duo between him and Kamari Ramsey could be dynamite. And that safety position is very important to Dan Lynn. He asked some safeties to do a lot of different things, and Achille Arnold wasn't quite capable of doing some of those things. I think Bishop Fitzgerald probably a little bit better suited to play with Dan Lynn. Fire me up for that one as well. We'll get out of here on that. Please let it fly in the comment section. Probably left off some names that I shouldn't have left off. Y'all can let me hear in the comment section. Appreciate you guys. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.